It's showtime. What's up, historians? Why am I so far away for? What the fuck's going on here? Hold on, guys. I swear to God, I've done this before. Every time I'm down south here, the Wi-Fi gets all crazy. Anyway, whatever. I'm Adam, Historian Ghost Hunter, guys. What's up? We're Historically Haunted VODCAST, Season 5, Episode 3. Right now, we're back. We're back better than ever. We got a sponsor of the week this week is author Jen Amato, a.k.a. JL Folk, F-O-U-L-K. Traveling Folk, too. Her and her husband do. They sell stuff. But she's also an author. She writes a lot of miniseries about zombies and stuff, which is really cool. Excuse me for coughing. Sorry about that. So, I don't know why I'm so small for it. It's so bizarre. So, if you guys, real quick, Marlon Taylor was a guest of mine. Marlon Taylor played Mike Hamlin in Stephen King's version of It, the first one with Tim Curry as Pennywise. He was the kid that stayed in Derry, Maine. He's the one that called them all back, all that good stuff. And he was a guest on my show. What's up, Brandon Golden? Viper Paranormal, checking in, a big supporter of the show, always giving me stars, always telling to say hi. I loaded up Annabelle on the stage at the Warren Convention 2 years ago. Mohegan Sun in Connecticut with Brandon. Me and him did it, right? Tony Spera asked us personally to do it. So shout out to you, Brandon. Good seeing you, man. Him and Kim, Viper Paranormal. Guys, check them out, Virginia-based. Jean Tewksbury checking in. What's going on? Eastern Ghost Cat Research. She's a cryptozoologist from Maine. On to a lot of stuff. So without further ado, real quick, Mike Hanlon. He was in Stephen King's It. Want to give a shout out to the show. Let's check this out, guys. Go.
Hey, it's Marlon Taylor here. If you guys don't know, it's young Mike Hanlon from the 1990 version of Stephen King's It. You guys are sitting at home, you don't know what to do, you ain't got nothing to do. You know what I recommend? Go check out Historically Haunted, the VODCAST. Adam begin. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Marlon. Marlon actually lives in Seattle, Washington, but he flew down to Bangor, Maine, Derry, Maine, where I live about 45 minutes from when I'm up north. And he messaged me, I'm going to be in town. You ought to hang out. So we hung out. He did a meet and greet. He signed my poster. And I go, you want to come outside? Fucking smoke a joint, went outside. And I went outside, smoked a joint outside. And then I recorded him doing that. So that was him in person, man. Gave me a big old hug. And Mary, what's going on? Author Mary. Look at all the authors checking in to support the author, Derek Barton. We're going to get to him in a minute. Mary J., she's from my neck of the woods in Maine, too, northern Maine. She's an author as well. I got her book. I don't have it next to me right now. But without further ado, someone who's been on my show before, we've had him a couple of seasons back. We talked to him before. A friend of mine, horror author. Yeah, he's a good guy. Derek Barton. What's up, author Derek Barton? What's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for
having me on. Friend. I can't get as close for. I don't know why. There we go. Ah! So yeah, you're in Arizona. You're in
maybe you should go back. You know,
we don't want to scare people away, right, Derek? You guys check out Derek's background. It's the snow-covered rug from The Shining. You can see the bottom pattern of The Shining there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of the way, but
no, you're good, brother. You're good, man. I can tell. That's dope. He did a little shout out for me. He knows I love King. He's an author himself. So thanks for coming back on, Derek. How you been, my friend?
Good. That's really cool to see the actor from the original It. The remake was good with their effects, and the first one they did was spot on. The second one, they kind of trashed it, but the first one was really good. But I still have a special place in my heart for the first It that they did with Tim Curry.
The Losers Club, and of course Tim, and of course Mike. He was the young black boy that stayed in town. He was the one holding the book. Then when you hold the book, the hand came out, and of course, the newer one is a little bit more gory. And of course, I actually am a booking agent, and I represent Stacy Johnson. Now, Bill Skarsgård played Pennywise, but Stacy Johnson played Pennywise in the sewer scene when he got his arm ripped off. And I'm actually her booking agent. She's my client. So I met her. She's going to give me a thing soon. But I met Marlon. Of course, Donnie Green used to be a sponsor of the show. He drove the truck in Pet Cemetery that killed Gage, the big Red Rinko truck. So I'm trying to plant my seeds. But enough about me, brother. Let's talk you. Let's talk you. Let's talk from the beginning for those that you tuning in, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Derek, what got you started into horror and being an author and all that just scary shit, man?
Well, of course, I grew up with Stephen King novels, and but I've always had a passion for writing, and it just snowballed. I'm working now on my 18th novel. Everything's on Amazon and Kindle and Audible. But yeah, I have a special place for horror and for epic fantasy. So I, divide my time between the two.
It kind of goes hand in hand, don't it? I mean, thanks, Brandon. What's up?
Yeah.
So I mean, out of everything, have you ever thought about doing anything different? You just literally like was your first one? I should probably do more research, but is your first one horror? Has it always been right to the T?
No, actually, my first novel was a epic fantasy.
Oh, right on. Okay, right on. Which
But,
toes the line. I mean, to an extent, but
yeah. So my first two novels were epic fantasy, and then I decided, why not give a horror, a shot? And I did a small collection of short stories that took off, and now a lot of my stories stem from that first collection. I, try to put in ties and Easter eggs from other novels into. So right now I have a collection. It's called Elude, and then a follow-up sequel or collection called Evade, and now I'm working on a third one called Eclipse, and they're all connected.
I love that. I got to get in tune with it, man. I got to order some up. I want to order them from you personally, so you can sign some for me.
My pleasure.
I say if you ever need a booking, just let me know. I feel like my prices are reasonable. I'll get you some store. I got a couple other authors on the list there. So where do you find your inspiration? I mean, is it horror movies? Is it stories? You know what I mean? Is it other authors? Like, is it all of it?
Kind of, yeah. I would say a lot of it has come from either music, like lyrics, or it's come from actual nightmares. I use my inspiration from that.
Actual nightmares you've had.
Mm-hmm.
That you're writing down your nightmares and people are reading them and getting nightmares. You're spreading it. Wow, I love that. Holy fuck, that just gave me a fucking yeah, boy. I like that. I gotta get a book now. Do you base any of it on
one of my newest stories from my collection called Victims? There's a scene where a security guard gets jumped in the bathroom as he's washing his hands. The guy comes up, puts a plastic bag over him, and chokes him out. And when he wakes up, he's like, what happened there? And he can't figure out what was going on. So he thought, well, maybe it was a nightmare. And then it happens again and again. Wow. So that's the whole premise of that short story. So, recently I just came out with a new collection of short stories. My father and one of my best friends, we combined our stories. So we have a 16-story collection called Victims. And that's now just been released.
I saw that when I looked you up there. There was another Barton. I saw there was another Barton. And if it was your son, uncle, father.
Nope. That's my father.
Okay. I saw that. I was going to ask you that because I saw it. Yeah.
We've teamed up several times. We wrote two novels originally under The Hidden and Hidden Within, which is a horror story based around a classic origin story of the werewolves.
Oh, I like that.
Kind of in the style of The Howling, kind of closer, to that. So, but
that's a good Stephen King movie. Okay, I got a question for you since we're on King, and I guess that's obviously, what is your favorite, in your opinion? What's your favorite book to movie version of any of his movies? I'm sure you've read all his books for the most part. That at least, like, is Cujo the closest? Do you think is Carrie? Like, what do you, in your opinion?
Cujo was good, but it's kind of dated, At least lately, my favorite two are Mr. Mercedes, which they turned into an awesome TV series.
Yes. Beginning scene where they're in the line and they get run over in the line and then the fucking job fair line. Oh my God. And then the detective and he's oh boy. Yeah.
That inspired me. That book inspired me to do a horror crime novel. And that's where Elude came from. So mine is about a young Hispanic kid who ends up being, basically blamed for a murder that he didn't commit. And the real murderer is putting the bodies to look like him. So he has to elude both the police and the real killer.
Wow, what a trip.
And it's all in places around Phoenix, places I've actually seen. So it's all based in Phoenix.
Ooh, I love when reality comes into the fictional, nonfiction
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. It's a little bit.
So my other one I would say is Dr. Sleep. They did an excellent job of crossing over and from book to film. And oh my God, the actress that played the Rose the Hat, she did an awesome job. She nailed it. So that's
Danny's an alcoholic druggie. Boy,
well, after all he went through, can you blame him? Not to mention the fact that his father already had that tendency, so he probably carried through.
And we think about his dad was an alcoholic too, right? I was at the bar drinking. Like, it's kind of sometimes it runs in the family, unfortunately.
Hello, Lloyd.
Everybody's checking in. Everybody checking in. Hey, guys, feel free to ask Derek, me, anyone a question in chat. Feel free to. Derek's an open book, so am I. Derek, let's talk some fun stuff for people that want to get to know you as a person. I want to know some shit, especially now since you mentioned Arizona. Do you believe in aliens? Do you believe in UFOs and shit? You're right by Roswell, aren't you?
Well, that's New Mexico, but
oh fuck, I'm way off on geography. What an idiot.
I don't know if I necessarily believe that aliens have been here, but the fact that there's billions of planets out there, it's really hard to fathom that we're the only thing that's ever come to life. But I'm not religious, so the fact that they I just can't fathom that if somehow nature created man, why couldn't nature create life somewhere else? So now whether or not they've been here, who knows? I don't even know if they would even, if they had that much technology to travel the stars, why would they even bother with us? We're like ants.
Like, we want to get off this planet as it is. They can take us with them. Get me out. You want to come to America? Or you want to come to Earth or what? That's funny. But do you believe in all the paranormal shit though? I mean, do you believe in like zombies and ghosts?
I've had experiences with ghosts. So I
do tell. Historically haunted. I want to hear it. What do you got, brother?
Well, I live in a house right now that's haunted. Which is weird because this house was originally built for my wife. There's nobody ever lived here, but we are in Arizona. There's been a lot of death here. This land could easily have something. So that's where I think it comes from. So I've had several experiences in the house. Things touching me, things waking me up. I've been hit a couple times. In fact, one of my newest short stories that's going to be coming out, I don't mean to keep mentioning all my short stories, but like you want to know what my
it's about you, brother.
So one of my new short stories is called Suicide is for Suckers. I was influenced by the fact that because sometimes you wake up and you're like, how did I get this scratch? And you can't figure out where it came from. So this story is about what would you do if you woke up every day and had more scratches and more scratches and they didn't stop? What's causing them? So that's the whole background for that short story. It's kind of my take on if you sold your soul to the devil kind of story. The classic ones would that old country song where the fiddler.
Yes. Yeah, devil went down to Georgia. All that.
Yeah, devil came down to Georgia. Yeah,
I went down to Georgia looking for a soul. So everybody's checking in. What's going on? Nathaniel Elwell checking in. What's up, Derek? He says Nathaniel's on a little paranormal tour. He's gonna be speaking at a bunch of conventions next year. He's another client of mine. Jay Hill, podcaster extraordinaire for Cemetery Files. Here's my guest a couple weeks ago. You should get Derek on your show, Jay. Danny Perez, the Radicals, driving around in a hearse. He makes Ouija boards out of coffin wood in Connecticut, motherfucker. That's real stuff. Oh, yeah. Annie Waters, what's up? New friend checking in. Hello, everyone. Everybody saying hello. That's pretty well, dude. So that's you got a dark side all around you, don't you? That's pretty.
It's funny that you mentioned Ouija boards. So late last year in November, I ran across this lady who had created an anthology theme, and she wanted to do a Ouija board that was cursed and that was passed from decade to decade in this house.
Ooh.
So I said, well, what caused the original evil? And she had no answer. I said, well, let me do your origin story. I'll do why is the land tainted in the first place? And so that had, I mean, it's been a year since we got this story started, and I wrote mine back in February, but it's almost like the book is cursed because we've had writers literally have crashes. We've had writers have deaths in their family ever since this book started. So we really call it the Curse Anthology. So it's called Weatherly Lane, and it's the Curse Anthology. And so that's coming out hopefully probably by the end of the year. So we're in the final stages of editing, but I did the origin story for that, and I'm real proud of that one. So it's basically, when an Indian burial
Facebook
gets messed with, yeah. So it's a really cool, little anthology, like I said, where every year something goes in the house is cursed. And you move me all over.
That's pretty wild. I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi is being super slow. I'm trying to bring up the picture of your book, and there's no Wi-Fi here. I'm trying to, it's spinning. Wi-Fi is horrible in Maine. Oh, anywhere I am. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to bring on the cover of your book as you mentioned it, and it's just spinning. There we go. Come on, baby. I just don't get it.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. That's what he's talking about, guys.
Yep. And you have the other one for victims, right?
Yep. Let me get out of that. Oops.
There it is.
Oh, boy. I tell you. Victims. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. This Wi-Fi is just absolutely horrible. It's not much better up north in Maine, I tell you. Maine, the chipmunks that run in little circles, they get tired, I tell you. Hey, I can see the carpet now, how it's covered in snow from the shine. You can really make it out, the pattern and shit. That looks, yeah.
Looks like there's also footprints in the back. So it, like somebody's walking down that hallway.
Jack's out back with his axe going, Derek.
Yeah, right.
So Derek, give me some fun stuff. I usually talk travel too. Have you been any place fun? Any place you want to go? Or what's your favorite place you've been to, and what's your bucket list place in America?
Well, if I was to travel, I'm not much of a traveler. I'm a homebody.
That's fair.
I would probably say if I was to go somewhere, it would be Maine in America. But I'm a big fan of Australia. I'd love to see Australia once. But other than that, I'm not too much into travel. I have been some places around here in Arizona and nearby, but for the most part, I'm a homebody.
You'd like a selfie in front of Stephen King's house in Bangor.
Yeah, there you go.
If you want, man, I do tours, historically outdated tours. I know where the storm drain, the inspiration for Pennywise is, the Paul Bunyan statue. That was super, all that shit, man. I'll hook you up with all that shit. The house from Pet Cemetery is still yellow with red roof. Looks the same, man. Looks the same. You can see the water out back. You can see a little gauge running to the road with this kite getting smeared, Yeah. So have you ever thought about, do you have any books on to help other authors write? Do you have any
I don't at this time. I considered it at one point, but I felt like I was still too new to the industry. It would have been like my fourth book, but so I held off on that. Right now on my blog, I do have a lot of self-publishing tips and a lot of strategies. I recently did one on, what happens after you've written your manuscript? Where do you go next? A lot of people are stuck at that stage. They didn't think past that. They got all the words down. Now what? Where do I go with this? So I kind of give a template. I give a template of what I do now and what I've learned. So
where can people find that? You said, where's your blog at?
It's authorderekbarton.blog. So it's pretty simple to get to. And then under my headings, there's one that says self-publishing blogs. So
Okay.
that's where that is.
Perfect.
Plus, it was also I was doing a guest blog with a new small press here in Arizona. It's called Phoenix Oasis Press, and we're coming out with an anthology next year. In fact, centered around curiosity. So I'm trying to right now think of what I might do for a submission for that anthology. I think I might actually spread my wings a little bit and do a steampunk fantasy. Do you know what that is?
It's like a steampunk band, like the old
Kind of. Yeah. It's kind of a mix between the steam technology and magic.
Oh, okay. The old school. No, yeah. Almost Harry Potter-ish. I mean, in a certain way.
Or
not Aleister Crowley magic.
Yeah. Almost like a little bit Western style to fantasy.
Ooh,
So
I like that.
I might do that.
Yeah, that's I love that. What's up, Jim Brown? Tombstone Paranormal, Still Maine checking in. We got a question, if you don't mind, from Nathaniel Elwell,
Yes.
Newport Paranormal and Static Voices on TikTok. He's a debunker. That's his thing. He watches videos of hauntings and debunks them and shit. He's a paranormal investigator too.
I know that one of the places that is Jerome, and I've been to the hotel there that was supposedly very haunted.
One of the haunted places in your area is Jerome. Okay,
Yeah.
Was that a lighthouse? You said?
No, it's a hotel.
Oh, hotel.
Yeah.
Brothel?
When we stayed there, we didn't have any kind of experience. So, I know a lot of people do report having experiences there. About the only thing I found a little creepy was one of their halls was very similar to the same kind of style and setup as The Shining. So it was a little creepy walking out of the elevator and looking straight down. And you're like, where are the two twins at the bottom?
Where's the two little girls with the pigtails holding hands and the jump ropes? No, that's a nightmare there, Derek. God damn.
There you go.
Nate, thank you for the question. Nate's gonna also want to here in Arizona, has he driven down Route 666 and does he believe that the highway is cursed? There's legends. Well, people say aliens, murders, ghosts, right? Route 66, all that shit. You live by there, no?
Well, like I said, Arizona, I mean, the Wild Wild West, I mean, it's just littered with, tragedy and horrors. So I did work at a building. I worked at a building that was built on Indian burial ground, and we had all sorts of different experiences. We had videos of the doors opening up on their own, like electric doors that shouldn't open up at all, just suddenly open up and then close. And we had one that shattered for no reason. I remember my second week there. It was kind of funny because I was walking by our fitness room and I heard a cough, and there was nobody supposed to be in the building but me and the other guard. So I went back to the guard and I said, "Did you leave the desk? Because you're not supposed to leave the post." He's like, "No." I'm like, I thought I heard somebody coughing. Okay, so I passed it off. Well, then a month later, I overheard another security guard talking to his supervisor. And that damn coughing ghost got me. And I'm like, whoa. So
shut the front door.
I've had experiences. It's funny. My one supervisor, he was telling me that he was doing a security check, like a patrol in the building, and he knocked on one of the women's bathroom. And when you knock, you're supposed to open it and say security, and then you come in, right? Well, he did that, opened it up, said security, and he heard, "1 moment, please." And there was nobody in there.
Shut up. No way.
And I'm thinking, if you're going to haunt a place, the women's bathroom, really? For eternity? Can't you go anywhere else? It just seems weird.
It sounds it sounds like a pervert unless it's a woman herself.
It was a woman. He said it was
maybe she had a heart attack in there. Maybe someone, I don't know. Oh man, that's like the whole Wild West out there. You guys are some crazy shit between. Okay, I got another question real quick before. Oh, by the way, hello, Finders Creepers. Hello. I actually got your package. I forgot. I'm gonna make a post tomorrow, but I got some stuff from her. I got a Pennywise pin. I got a Cujo sticker thing, and a Nosferatu pin with the old original vampire. Nice. So appreciate the shit. She's a sponsor of the show.
I'm looking forward to that movie.
Oh, Robert Eggers, huh?
Did you see the that he's got another book coming out called Never Flinch?
What's that about?
It's another novel with Holly. Did you read the Holly Gibney series at all?
Not yet. No,
Yeah,
not
she's
yet.
an interesting character. So the last one he wrote was called Holly, and it was based around cannibals. So he went back to his dark horror roots, and he did a really good job on that one. I really liked Holly.
I just bought You Like It Dark.
Yep, I just read that too.
I bought. So check this shit out, right? I buy it in Bangor at this place called the Briar Patch. You know what's neat about that? In 1937, that was a trading goods store. They had stuff there, and they had guns there. And America's Most Wanted from Indianapolis and Indiana, Al Brady went there. And they alerted that he was the number one most wanted. And so fucking J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI from Boston came up and shot him in the streets. There's pictures of it. And that's what you see. If you see it, when the kids are running through the thing, you see two cops, a mural of two cops staring down at somebody. That's Al Brady. He's fucking buried at the cemetery where Stephen King played the Reverend in Pet Cemetery, bro. Come to me and I'll take you there. I do that on my tours. It's all linked, man. I tell you, books are where it's at. I mean, I feel like books are coming around again. Like people are like, it's the shit. Like it's all over the place. Yeah. Who's your inspiration besides King? There's got to be someone. Do you have a local artist or a local author?
What's that?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. This is a delay. The Wi-Fi's got a delay. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Go ahead.
So, what did you ask me?
Well, I was going to say, besides King, do you have any other authors, like local authors? Do you have any, like as far as like inspirations or whatever?
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to actually get in to reading like independent writers and indie publishing. So I've been doing that this year. I've been trying to make more connection with other writers. I joined the writers group here in Phoenix. So we meet every Tuesday. So that's been phenomenal.
That's cool. That's
really helped me with my networking. And it's great because we give each other tips and things that we helped us and may help you, that kind of thing, you know. I read a lot of not only do I read King, I read Coons. I am, like I said, trying to branch out a little bit with other writers. I also do I read a lot of Salvatore, which is a fantasy fiction writer. So I read a lot of his. Also, I've been reading the Jack Reacher series with Lee Child. So that's pretty good.
That one.
You ever heard of the Reacher movie?
What series?
Jack Reacher.
No, I'll have to write that down.
Yeah, it's called, the author is Lee Child. He's got like 23, 24 books on this one character. Big burly guy that's an ex-Marine, and basically he gets into different situations. He's kind of like an equalizer, but more of a military background.
Ooh, interesting. I like that. I like that you.
Tom Cruise played him in a movie, and then they recently did a TV series with another actor. They're both really good.
That's cool. That's what I've noticed when I have authors on. Like you guys don't really, I don't know. You don't like, you're not jealous of other writers. It's almost like you guys are proud of other writers. Right? I notice that writers authors stick together, real ones. You know what I mean?
We got to support each other because you know what? It's so hard. This industry is so competitive that, you got to help one another just to see light. Amazon prints out 2,200 books. New books a day.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's any book you have is going to be immediately lost unless you have like a, multinational, publishing house kind of thing, Wow. So you just got to do what you can.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's real stats right there. Holy shit. I want to go back to something because that's big to me and something I do literally. I don't know. People don't know this honestly, but an hour before every show, for the most part, I really try to put on music, YouTube videos of music to get me pumped up, kind of get me going. You mentioned how music's a big influence to you. I'm dying to know. Give me some of your top faves. Give me some maybe you've seen in concert, ones that inspire you, whatever. Just tell me a story.
So I like to, especially for my fantasy, I put on like epic music in the background, and then I write. I use dubstep when I'm writing my horror a lot of times. So I can't have anything with words for the most part, but something with like white noise, but still in kind of the same atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I have experienced motivation and ideas from, songs. My own personal favorite style of music is heavy metal. So
Yes. I mean, I listen to techno too, like KMFDM, Kill Motherfucking Depeche Mode. Remember them back in there? That's like an old techno band, KMFDM or whatever it's called. Then, of course, Skrillex, and you got like Dolex and like Deantword with Ninja and Yolandi. You get that's like I like them. I've seen them in concert in Boston. But then metal, dude, man, like I got Soulfly tattoo and Slayer, Slipknot.
Godsmack's my go-to.
Yes, Godsmack. That's some good stuff. They're from Boston. Pretty Sully's from Boston. One of them's from Maine, I think. But so that's cool. So what, you just jam out, you kind of get in the zone, and it helps you kind of free up the chemicals up there and just go.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
So, and I usually write at night. When the family goes to sleep, I write at night, and that's where I get most of my work done. Plus, I work third shifts as a security officer at the Arizona training facility for the Cardinals.
Whoa. Holy shit.
Football Cardinals team,
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're sitting in a dark box watching in a parking lot. You got nothing better to do than come up with good horror stories.
Oh, what a cool way to write, though. What memories you got. Like every book you write, you'd be like, yeah, that was the night. I remember one night something happened when I was writing one of these chapters or whatever. It's funny. I started writing a book like 8 months ago, and I'm literally halfway through it. I'm just like, I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know what I'm doing, though. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, why did I start this? And I published it, and people was like, how's that book coming? I go, oh, I got to say, I got mad respect for you guys. I got to find winter's coming in Maine. We'll have 5 feet of snow soon. I'll be able to bury myself in with some whiskey. So speaking of whiskey,
what's your favorite? Like?
Well, as I say, what's your favorite poison and or food or both? What's your poison and what's your food to go to?
Well, my poison's definitely energy drinks.
Oh shit, that'll keep you up at night, writing, brother.
I probably my favorite food is Chinese food or snow crab legs. I also like snow crab legs a lot.
Never tried them. Never tried crab
legs.
Never
tried them, and you're in Maine. I figured seafood
would be easy. We got lobster and shit, and we got clam cakes and crab cakes, but I don't know. Shit, I have to find out.
Snow crab legs they're kind of a sweet meat. So it depends on the type of crab you get that they can vary. Like the king crab is kind of a gamey, more of a fish taste. But the snow crab is very light and kind of a sweet. And you combine it with like barbecue rubs or anything. It's really good meat.
Christ, now you get me hungry. I'm stoning at the munchies. Yeah, man. I mean, I want to, we still got a good half hour to go. So I guess for those that you just tuning in, we still got some people watching here coming in and out, which makes sense. This is going to be on YouTube, guys. By the way, don't forget Historically Haunted on YouTube. All the past videos are there from 5 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. So Derek, man, where do you see yourself this time next year? Do you see yourself doing like in-store book signings, maybe some conventions, meet and greets type shit, like conventions and shit, or more books?
I do have a book signing coming up in January.
Tell us about it. Awesome.
On January 18th, it's with an event called Superhero Saturday, and they kind of recognize like the first responders, and then they have comic books and they have cosplay, and I'm going to be there with several other authors, selling books and stuff, and book signing. But for the most part, ever since COVID, I kind of dropped out of that scene. Been concentrating on my writing. Now I think, I'm looking at my notes here because I have so many different things coming up.
Good. Talk away.
So not only do I have the appearance, but I'm also going to be trying to do more book talk, which is kind of a division of TikTok videos, more getting, a little bit face to face with readers. And then, like I said, I do have several books coming out and a lot of short stories coming out. So I've been with the Word Peddler magazine. They not only, this is my third issue with them, but they're going to put me on the cover. So
Dude, congratulations. Yeah, it's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm kind of proud
Hell
of
yeah.
that. That'll look good on my
Right.
Amazon account.
Fucking right, it will, man. Look good on the stash. I want a copy of you. I want a copy of that sign when you get it. I'll pay you. I'll give you my address. Let me know. Message me when you come through.
Okay.
I'd love a copy of that. I'll put it right in the podcast room. I'm usually at my house in up by Bangor. This is my girls right now. But when I'm up there, I'll put it in the background. So yeah, man, keep me posted. But anyway, go ahead.
Well,
That's awesome.
so,
Wow.
Let me ask
Cover
you
model.
Let me ask you something. What would you say is your favorite Stephen King adaptation?
You know what's funny? I usually ask my guests to ask me a question, and you just beat me to it. What's your question for me? And you said, what's my favorite Stephen King adaptation as far as book to movie? I guess I'm biased because I know where all the spots are, and it was 100% filmed in Maine, and I know some of the crew. But I gotta say, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
Even though when I read the book, for spoiler alert, guys, in the book, it's actually you see a lot of Judd's wife. Like it's actually Judd's wife that dies, not the maid, or Maggie, whatever the fuck. It's Judd's wife, the neighbor. You hear about her in the book a lot more. Of course, there's Rachel jerks off Lewis in the bathtub. You don't see that in the movie, so that's in the book too. But other than that, the book is pretty much on. And I've been to where the deadfall was, the fake cemetery. You know the island where the rock quarry is. He goes, not much farther now, Lewis. He goes, you keep saying that. And you see the water with the rock pile. I've been to that. I know where that is, man. Holy fuck! To go there and to know Fred Gwynn was there, Herman Munster, bro. Yeah, I tell you. And I pay me $150 and I take them out, bro. I know where a store where the Century was filmed. Bon and Sin, come on in. The big store with all the snow. I know where that is, South Point, Maine. I know how to get there. I'm an hour and a half from there where I live. So you come to Bangor, bro. I can show you some cool shit. So I gotta say, Pet Cemetery. Boy, I love the shit his son's doing. I love Lock and Key. I love Nosferatu. I haven't read any of his wife's stuff. My girlfriend has. But I did like the Boogeyman. Boy, I don't know, man. My friend Thomas, he's surprised he's not watching, but he loves Salem's Lot. But Pet Cemetery, final answer.
I didn't like the latest version of Salem's Lot that they did. They didn't do.
I haven't seen that yet. No, oh really?
Yeah, it's really disappointing. It's not written well. It doesn't really follow the story. It's like boom, vampires and Salem's Lot. That's pretty much all they copied from the book. It seemed like it's just not. It's not written real well.
So there's more in Castle Rock, the series, and then the fucking movie Salem's Lot. Because Castle Rock season 2 is all about Salem's Lot, really.
Yeah, they did a good job with the Castle Rock. I like that series. But yeah, I would still say that Mr. Mercedes is my favorite that they've done as far as on TV. But I was disappointed. So they did.
Well, I got to see it, but still, it kind of lets me down because Lawnmower Man sucked too. Here's an actor. Not actor. No, Bill Walters is an actor. I'm sorry. There's another Bill I know. But this is Bill. He's the owner of Broadhead Manor in Wisconsin. He's an owner of a haunted house location. Thanks for checking in, Bill. Yeah, that sucks. I got to see that now, but at the same time, it's like, oh, that sucks. But I get it. There's some bombs out there. Even King himself didn't like half the shit. He didn't even like Lawnmower Man. He said, take my name off that.
Yeah, I can't blame him for that.
Yeah, some of them. So I got to go with that. And it's hard. Like I said, I grew up in the same, like right across from the town he went to, same high school. And that's really what got me into reading because as a kid growing up, reading's for dorks, right? I want to read. But the more you read, man, it's better than any movie there is out there, in my opinion, man. To get lost in a book, on a nice day or just sitting alone and get lost in your thoughts and paint the picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did that with the Game of Thrones series when it came out. I fell in love with the series so much, and then I started reading the books, and the books each are over 1,000 pages. So it really expands on those characters, and really, it's fun to picture the actors that you already love from the series in the book. So.
Well, you spoke earlier about fantasy too. So you into like Lord of the Rings and shit like that?
Yeah.
Harry Potter and stuff? Yeah. Gandalf.
Not so much Harry Potter. That was really geared for children. It got darker and more mature as it went on, but I didn't really get into that series. So
You're more of a Voldemort fan. You're more the evil guy fan. I can tell in your eyes, brother. Yeah, you are. You like that dark shit. Aleister Crowley, man. That's we talked earlier about a little bit about magic, and there is some real shit out there. There's some, Copperfield and all that shit. I get it. There's illusion, but there's some shit out there that can't be explained. I don't care who you are. Dude, Aleister Crowley made it rain inside of a prison cell when he was arrested. So that's some magic. If that ain't magic, I don't know what the fuck is. So. That's pretty well. He's got a retreat in New Hampshire, and Castle Rock was filmed in Orange, Massachusetts. I've been there too. I love to travel to movie sites. That's what I do, man. That's cool, man. That's cool that you're into all that stuff. You vibe with that. I get that. What do you do in your time off though, besides rocking out, being security guard, writing? Is there anything you do for fun? Do you do anything in a hobby?
Yeah, I have a VR headset that I get lost in about 1 hour, 2 hours a day.
Virtual reality, right on.
Yeah. So
that's cool. I heard
there's a video game that I just love. It's called In Death Unchained, and basically you play an archer and you sneak around the castle, and your job is to shoot and kill the corrupted monks and evil, witches that have taken over the castles and stuff. It's a really good game. I mean, you're walking along, and all of a sudden, from behind.
Uh-oh. Is it me that's frozen or him?
There we go. I'm back.
There we go. I know if it was me or you. I was like, shit, am I? Because sometimes it's hard to tell. So you sound like you like that castle stuff. I know you like the Western stuff, and it sounds like you like even some of the East Coast stuff. But it sounds like you like the Scotland, Ireland castle type shit. That's kind of neat. It's always intriguing. Yeah, I'd go there in a heartbeat. All that stuff.
Yeah, when I was I think I was in third grade, I did a whole report how I was going to go to Scotland and be the first scientist to ever prove that Loch Ness Monster was a real thing.
Oh, I was going to ask you that too. You like cryptids, Mothman, and Loch Ness and Bigfoot? You into that shit? Yep. Yeah, I like that stuff too. That's cool.
Never really followed. I never had too much of a. I guess I don't have much belief in like Bigfoot and stuff, but there are other cryptids that make you wonder. But I think there are a lot of things that we can't explain, especially in the ocean. I mean, they're even talking about how easy it would be for an alien civilization to live in our oceans, and we would never know about it or catch them.
Identified submerging objects, USOs. I've heard that. New Brunswick and shit. It's the water highway, the water industrial highway. They go underneath and shit instead of in the air. Oh, yeah, you got an open mind. You got a lot you can write about. We got a good 15 minutes left to go, man. I'm trying to want to cover some more stuff. So let's plug some more shit. So and people actually like, do you have a Facebook, any sort of Facebook page of yours people can find to order or subscribe, or just your personal?
I just have a personal page for Facebook. They actually, for some reason, just erased my business account 1 year. I had about 2 years worth of work on there. They just up and erased it. Didn't give me any reason why. And there's no customer service. You can't contact them. You can't figure out what happened. So I vowed I was never going to put that back on there because I'm not going through all that. And you know what? I'm probably about the fourth or fifth author that I've heard that happen to. They just up and erase things for no reason. So I won't do it again. But I'm on Instagram. I am going to soon be on TikTok more. I am on YouTube, and I have my own website. Plus, if you go into Amazon, you just type in author Derek Barton, you'll see the whole rotation of my books. So I do a monthly blog. So I try to release like fresh content. So like fresh drafts of things, I put it on there just for people to see, kind of get a little insight to what I'm doing.
Sneak peek. I like that. Oh, I gotta follow you. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna follow you on TikTok. I'm gonna follow you on Instagram. I'll follow you on TikTok when you get on there. I already follow you on Facebook. I'll follow you on Instagram. I didn't realize that. What's up, Ross?
I just recently got onto TikTok. Like I said, I've been trying to break into that, trying to get some more things going on that. So I'm working on that.
It's a little weird at first.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Like I said, I'm working on my 18th time. I've been doing this only 9 years. So I've been doing about 2 books a year, which is a pretty healthy pace. especially
Wow.
since 3 years ago I had that massive stroke that took me out for a while.
Oh, I didn't realize, brother. God
Yeah.
bless. Well, that brings me to another thing. I guess more, if you don't mind me asking, a little probably not a personal question, but something I guess I'd like to know. What do you do if you run into a block? What if you run into like, I just can't even do this? Do you throw the whole book away? Do you just give it time? Take a breath? I mean,
Well, I haven't had that too much because I'm one of the type of writers that I do a lot of outlines and a lot
okay.
of plotting. So I'm not a write by the seat of the pants writer. I'm more of
Okay.
a plotter. So I don't usually get writer's block when I'm actually writing. It's sometimes when I'm trying to come up with ideas on how to finish a story, I run into that with the outline. I run into, how am I going to get this person out of here?
Yeah.
That's when you just let it stew in your mind for a while. A lot
Yeah.
of times if you go to sleep with it, you'll lucid dream and you'll figure out things with your lucid dreaming. I've had a lot of stories, come to fruition that way.
Wow.
So,
See,
you know what lucid dreaming is?
I've never heard that. I've interviewed authors before, dude, and I've never, I don't think I've even heard Stephen King say that. To say that you live through your nightmares and dreams is what you write through is pretty fucking wild, man. That's different,
So
Derek.
there's a state between consciousness and unconsciousness that you kind of like, you're almost awake, you're where you're sleeping, and sometimes you'll have like things happen in your mind. So like that's when you're lucid dreaming, they say. And a lot of people say you can control your dreams in that state. I don't know if you control it, but if you put something in the back of your head, as far as thinking about it before you go to sleep, your subconscious will toy you with it and come up with ideas on how to solve it.
Wow, what a trip. It makes fucking sense. I get it. It's almost like a
It's
trip.
funny
Like
because Stephen King used to say, somebody asked him about, how do you ever journal your dreams, or, do you have ideas at night and you write them down? He says, if I have an idea and it doesn't stick in my head that I have to write down or I'll forget it, it's not that good of a story. So he says he doesn't keep a writer's journal. A lot of people do, and they'll keep stuff next to the bed. But his advice was, if it's not strong enough to stay locked in your head, then you're not going to write it. So I've had a lot of stories where I have to get them out. I have to get them out of my head, or they'll just keep driving me crazy. They insist on being published. They insist their story be told.
Wow, it's like it haunts you. It haunts you in a certain way, like it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I've never heard that, Derek. That's fucking gave me goosebumps.
Presso knows what I'm talking about.
And it mostly comes from that. The mental, material comes from that state. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's the way you said it. True. That's facts. He says, yeah, he's a good shit. He's a good egg. I met him at a convention a couple years back. They gave me goosebumps, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's almost like how psychics say there's an inner voice that wants to be heard. It keeps telling you, whether it's paranormal or not, there's something there, and you just, once it comes out, it's almost like it's been hatched. It's been born, so it's out of you, and it's clear. This house is clear, poltergeist.
There are stories that I have written that like didn't come all the way done, or they're like still like halfway finished, and I've moved on, but they're still in the back. They're still waiting their turn. They're like, someday you're gonna want to finish me, so I'm just gonna wait here for a while.
No way. That's wild. That's wild, dude. That's trippy. That's cool. I dig that, because that's real shit, man. Artists are tortured souls. Look at everybody from fucking Edgar Allan Poe to H.P. Lovecraft. I mean, even just artists like Vincent Van Gogh. These people.
Yeah.
It's I mean, woo. They got me a little bit goosies there. 10 minutes ago.
I think I told you this story. My father wrote a novel in the 90s, and then he didn't get much success trying to get it published, so he put it on a shelf. So I got him to dig it back out, and we rewrote it together to make a little more modern take on it, and then we published it. And now he's written 3 of his own. He's about ready to release another one now. So he's written he's going to have a total of 5 novels just from helping him, just reach that one. So a lot of people have stories that they're holding on to, but they just don't take that extra step or keep, you got to be persistent. That's all there really is to it.
People are their own biggest critics.
Oh,
even
yeah.
Stephen King threw Carrie in the fucking trash, and his wife had to dig it out. So
Yep.
that, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, so that makes
If
sense.
it wasn't for Tabitha, there would be no Stephen.
Is that bizarre? Is that bizarre? And without the both of them, you would have Owen or Joe. But let's get to your father real quick. Let's plug the old man for a minute. Where can people get his shit?
Also on Amazon. You know, he doesn't have a website yet, but he's on Amazon. It's just under TD Barton. So he kind of goes with the more along the lines of the alien aspect. He's got one called Graves of the Aliens. So
we were talking aliens earlier, remember? Yeah, okay.
So this is that story is along the lines of an alien scout comes to Earth, and it turns out that, you know, we've been battling this race for quite a while. We just didn't know it. So this is another attempt by them to take over the Earth. So, and then his latest one called Nightmare in the Glades County. It takes where a meteor comes down. At least they thought it was a meteor, and crashes in the jungle, which unleashes something, and then, you know, the whole story's in the jungle kind of thing. Almost kind of like a Predator storyline.
I was just gonna say, it reminds me of Predator when you're one ugly mother, Arnold.
Yeah.
What is I write about the tales of life, CEO behind the wall stories, and told of inmates still lurking the blocks even after death. Nothing published yet. See, and that's what kind of Derek's saying. Derek's one of your biggest dude. He'll be your cheerleader. I can tell this guy. He just wants everybody to succeed. He's a good dude. And if you have any questions, I'm sure reach out to Derek. I'm sure you'd help him out, right, Derek? You're a good dude. Get it published, man.
One of the writers in my writers group, he had all these stories for like unknown stories of Sherlock Holmes, and I just recently helped him get that all formatted and edited, and got him to help him to publish it. So he's now on Amazon for the first time as of last week.
That's what, 2-3 people now? You're not even getting paid yet. You should be paid to be a fucking teacher, bro. What a good man, Derek, sharing the knowledge, man. Just wanting to see others succeed, because we all win, right? If we all win, we all win. That's it, brother.
Absolutely.
You know, if I have any questions for you, I'm going to be messaging you, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I'd be glad to help. I'd be glad to help. So it's really not as complicated as people make it.
I'm an overthinker.
You got to get over your fears. That's for sure.
It's your first one. They say the first is the worst, or not. The first is, once you get through the first one, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. My first one took me 5 years total to get it written and published.
Holy shit.
Now I can do them in about 6 months.
Oh, fuck. I don't feel so bad now. It's been a year and a half. I don't feel so bad. I got 3 more to go. Just kidding. I'm going to try to beat you if I can.
There you
I have
go.
some questions in the future. Before we go, we got about 5 more minutes. Can I get you back on in the future as a guest or co-host again?
Well, absolutely, man. Oh, of course. Awesome. I've never done that. I'd love to do that.
Would you be a co-host for another author or something? I've always like, we can have it with the 5 people on. Maybe get an author's block even. 3 or 4 of you guys on. We can all shoot.
I told you that anthology now, man. There's I think 14 writers right there that we've all banded together and we're working, you know. And
send a couple my way. Send some good ones my way. Hook me up with some shit, and tell them I'm a good egg and see what I can get, and tell them that Derek sent me, and I'll know what's up.
Jen Amato that you were talking about, we were friends when we met through the Facebook networking too.
Oh,
and
she's a big sponsor.
He's a part of that Word Peddler magazine that I'm been working with, so you know we're familiar. So it gets to be a small world on Facebook with the writers,
especially in that realm, because obviously everybody writes about what is romance, there's action, all that shit. But the horror people,
I wish I could write romance, because I'll tell you what, that's where the money is.
That's true, huh? That's true. I mean, just like
easily $1 million, you can easily make millions of dollars writing romance. That's the number one gross money making genre. So I wish I could write it. It's just not something I mean, I could fake it, but it just you know,
You don't have it here though.
I can't.
I mean,
I
nothing
can't
against
do it.
it,
No.
but it's not your, man, I get it. Dude, I used to sing in a heavy metal band. That's not what the money is either. You want to be a pop star, a rapper, a country guy. I sang in a metal band that gets laughed at. You're the redheaded stepchild of the industry. Sang in Culling the Herd for 5 years. Didn't get shit, but you know what? Felt fucking good. So just like we do, man, you're following your heart, Derek, and that's what matters, brother. So this will be on the YouTube channel, Forever in History, Historically Haunted. I'm going to upload a couple days. I'll tag you in it. All right, couple more minutes to go. Let's just wrap, man. Let's have some fun. Let me think. What can I ask you that's been
keep
fun?
in touch? Let me know if you want me to do that co-hosting with you. That'd be great. That'd be fun.
You would do that? I'm thinking. I mean, I'm trying to think. I got another author in a couple of weeks, and maybe it's you could ask them some ideas. I got to look. With tomorrow when I'm sober, I'll send you some shit. I get tomorrow off from work. I get tomorrow off from work, so I
there you go.
Fuck it, right? Every once in a while, I get a splurge. Any big plans for Thanksgiving, Christmas? You do anything fun or
just time with the family? So that'll be nice. My dad just came out from Florida around Halloween, so that was really nice. I haven't seen him in 8 years, so
dude, awesome, Derek. Oh, that's a big thing.
He got to see his granddaughter for the first time. He saw her when she was like a baby, but other than that, he's not seen her in person, so it was nice.
Wow, she's 8, 9 years old, and he hasn't seen her since she was an infant. That's the grandfather. That's cool, man. That's a blessing. That's right there, man. Wow. Long distance is hard. I get it. Long distance is tough. It really is. I live in East Bumfuck, Maine. Maine's a huge state. Have you ever been in New England, Massachusetts, anything?
Yes. My dad and I went camping once in Maine.
Where'd you
go
in
Indiana? And we drove all the way to Maine.
Wow. That's got to be 30 hours, 32 hours, maybe
2 weeks worth.
Okay, we'll stop in at places. Where'd you camp in Maine, if you don't mind me asking? I'm curious. Do you remember?
I was like maybe 11, 12 at the time, so it's been a while.
We're talking a long fucking time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking preteens, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And if you camp pretty much anywhere in Maine, we're like 95% woods. So, wow, that's cool. So you've been to Salem, Massachusetts? Witches? No kidding. Is that on the bucket list, you think? Maybe one day? If you had the chance?
If I got the chance, just depends on what's offered to me. But would I seek it out? Probably not. Probably other places I'd seek out first if I had, my choice.
No, I get it. Christine Marie, what's going on? It's the end of the show, but check out what's going to be on the YouTube channel. You can go back and rewatch it on the Facebook page, and it'll be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow. We're going to get going here. It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, man. Thank you.
Oh, man, I love it. I love that the picture came in the background better. You can see the shining thing. I'm glad you did that for me. That's cool, man. That's cool when people go the extra mile. I'm a king guy. You're a king guy. And thank you for sharing an hour of your life and your time with us, man. This will be in forever. And if you get a chance, not right away, or anytime, right? I'm not no hurry, but send me like a 30-second to 60-second video like Marlon. Hey, this is author Derek Barton. You're watching Historically Haunted VODCAST. You can do that in Messenger sometime. I'll upload it to YouTube and I'll play you as an intro sometime. I rotate people. I'd love to have you. Real quick.
I'll send you that blog on, some of my blogs on self-publishing to help you out. Sound cool?
Please. I always like to share my guest stuff too, because you've been on my show. I want to thank you for your time, and I want to share your shit. So please share some stuff with me, and I want some stuff. I'm gonna message you too, and I want at least that magazine signed, and I definitely want a book or two. So we'll talk soon. I'm gonna go have another beer. It's my Friday. I'm gonna go have another beer.
There you go.
Author Derek Barton. He's on West Coast time. Fantastic author, guys. Check out his collection. Check him out. It's not hard to find. Pretty rare name. And rewatch the show if you didn't watch it. And look for him as a special guest co-host in about a month or two. We're gonna get his ass back on.